He went home. He saw Anna waiting for him. He was frustrated with her clinging to him. She, as soon as her gaze landed on him, went to him and tried to kiss him. He pushed her and shouted, "Stay away from me." "What happened to you?" "I have to tell you something. I love one girl more than anything, and I, like a fool, kept in ignoring her. Finally, she went away from me, but I need her very badly, and she is my wife." "Are you married?" she gasped. "Yes, I am, and Anna, we are not serious too, and I think you should find someone better than me. If you stick on me, you may lose someone precious." "Who can love you so much and keep the world at your feet? Be happy because you are a wonderful lady." Anna was so touched because the always rude taehyung was talking so cleanly, and she knew it was to his wife and his love. She too knew they were never serious, so she just gave a small smile and nodded at him. "Take good care of her and don't ever let her go." He too smiled and nodded. "That I am sure to do." Ryan went home and started crying. She was thinking why her life so devastated. Her father went out of town due to some work. Taehyung was planning something to get his wife back to him and make her love him like before. Not that she stopped it, but it was a little clouded by the disappointment by the only man in her life. Ryan was fully distraught and crying her heart out. Her mother noticed this and went in to console her. "Ryan, child, get up. Don't think about it. Come, have your dinner and sleep." But she didn't answer her, but she thought, "How could I forget him, Mom? He was my first love, probably my last one too." She took a deep breath and replied her mother, "No, Mom, I am not hungry, so go and have her." Her mother thought of leaving her alone for some time and went down. Taehyung was thinking how to make her love him again. Then he thought of all the horrible things he did to her. With that thought, he felt ashamed about himself and went to the club and drank to his heart content. Now he was a bit tipsy, but he made his way to Ryan's house. He came and knocked the door politely. Ryan's mother came and opened the door and was shocked to find him standing there. "What are you doing here, son?" he asked, and was relieved hours out of town. Me, auntie, I came to meet my wifey. He slurred through the word, grinning like a crazy guy. Yeah, sure, she said, unsurely, and went to bring my. Their wine was lost in her thought and got shattered when her mother came and said that taehyung came, and she wondered that why he came. Maybe to insult me more, she thought sadly, and went down. There he welcomed himself and sat on the couch and looking everywhere like a king. As soon as Voyan saw him, she went and asked, "Why are you here, Thai? What do you want? I already sent the divorce paper. What more can I give you?" All this while he was pouting sadly at her, though he was looking very cute to her eyes. He didn't talk to her, getting angry at her for screaming at him. "Now what talk?" she said. "I missed you, wifey. I thought of saying this at first, but you started scolding me very bad." He stayed still pouting. Wayan was shocked due to his word and asked, "Did you drink Thai?" She asked, glaring at him for a moment. Immediately he shook his head, indicating a no, but she knew better. "Did you eat your dinner?" she asked, but he nodded and no at her. This all was seen by her mother, and she was smiling, seeing at them. She knew was safe with him, and she knew that he loved her too by look in his eyes. "Wishes that they both will stay in this way throughout their lives," so she added. "Take him to your room, Wayan, and take his dinner also to your room." He nodded and ran upstairs like a kid. Wayan nodded at her mother absently and went to kitchen, not understanding that her mother was playing a cupid. Wayan went to her room with the dinner plate, so find him looking at her room with keen interest. When he looked at her, "Wayani, you are so cute," he said and came near her. Wayan can smell his alcoholic breath but didn't care about that. He did not have his dinner. "I sit and have this food." But he shook his head as no and opened his mouth, indicating her to feed him. Wayan was shocked at his behavior, but she started feeding him. After feeding, she was about to get up, but he held her arms and pulled her so that she was sitting next to his sleeping form. He kept his head on her lap and started saying, "You know, Ryan, I never had beautiful memory with my mother. I want to share something with you, can I?" he asked cutely. Saw his face and nodded at him to continue. She started playing with his hair and waited for him to say something. He stared at her with eyes full of love and suddenly gave a cute grin to her. She just smiled at him and said, "I am waiting." Suddenly his face became sad and said, "It's about my childhood. You should promise me that you should not leave me." Mayan's face expression changed, but she didn't say anything. He started saying, "My father and mother had love marriage. They embarked from their house and got married. While coming, my mom had brought all her jewelry with her. At first they were happy and my dad was going to work in some small industry. Then after a month he was fired from there due to cost cutting of the company. He didn't get the job anywhere else and my mom just gave her support to him, saying that everything will get better soon. My mom got to know that she was pregnant with me and she became so happy when she was informed. My father, he became so happy that he brought a new energy to him and he started searching for job for daily expenses. My mother got her jewelry sold, gave it to my father. My mom didn't know what happened to him, but he started acting weird after he got a new job. After I was born, condition was even more critical. He started drinking, smoking, gambling, and all the illegal things. Then my mother got to know that his new job was gambling. We were losing the small amount of money we had. I was 7 years. Then my father came home and asked my mother for money. She said she didn't have any, so he started slapping her. I was crying and standing in the corner. He noticed me and dragged me toward him and started beating me and asked for money. My mom was trying to leave me. That time he went to the kitchen and brought a knife. That time my mother just hit him with an iron rod on his head in order to save me. He was severely injured and blood was coming out from his head. But in anger, he just slit her throat and she fell down. He also fell down beside her. I was just crying both because of pain. I was scared. I sat on the corner waiting for my mother to wake up, but she didn't. And the neighbor came inside because of the noise and were shocked to look at them and conclude that they were dead. I was so shattered that nobody there for me. Now, then the people got me to orphanage. There I stay for a month like a sunshine in my dark life. Mr. and Mrs. Kim. He was the elder brother of my mom there, and they didn't have any children, so they decided to adopt me. Mr. Kim was showing me with love as I look like my mother a bit, and I can understand because I was his family. But I was scared about auntie who was the wife uncle. I thought that she will be right as I was adopted, but I was wrong. She treated me like her son. She loved me like an actual mother. I was so overwhelmed by their love and care. I was still calling them uncle and auntie bit. They pursued to call them as mom and dad. They gave me their surname and the best life. But even today I get a nightmare about the awful night where my mother was killed by my father. I can't even call him as my father. He was the villain in my life. By this time he finished. Ryan was having tear in her eyes. She just looked at him with the love as she was thinking how much that little kid had endured so much pain when he had to see the death of both his parents in front of his eyes. He just asked her cutely, will you also leave me and just go like my parents left me? She just couldn't control anymore and made him sit straight and hug him tightly to her chest. His face was resting on her chest while both of their eyes filled with tears. She didn't say anything, but he understood after sitting there in that position for some time. You know, when I had the most peaceful night without any nightmare, he asked quickly when she asked him, smiling. On my birthday you hugged me at night. No, that then I also slept and was the most peaceful and the best sleep I had in years. She just kissed his forehead. Come on, sleep now, it is late. He too obeyed her, slept on bed and pulled her next to him and smiled at her innocently. She smiled and said, close your eyes. He didn't, but again opened his eyes and asked her for a good night kiss. She laughed at him and kissed his forehead. He bowed and showed his lips. She glared at him playfully. He then showed his cute angry face and closed his eyes. He slept. That time Ryan thought that she can never get separated by this man beside, even if it is by her own will or forcefully by others. She just smiled at him and hugged him. He unconsciously wrapped his arm around her, bringing in her embarrassed. She looked at him lovely and closed her eyes to welcome the sleep.